Welcome to another Stamp with Amy K YouTube Live, and today I'm going to show you a fun card that I made with the, I got one light here that I didn't turn on, so hang on. There we go. Hopefully I'm not wiggling the screen too much. A fun card that I made with the Seasons of Fun stamp set from Stampin' Up. This is one of the host exclusive items from the current mini catalog. And the one that I made for my sample card is actually a winter or a Christmas card, but I'm going to change it a little bit and change it to a fall card for the video that we're going to be doing today. So hopefully you don't mind me doing that, and hopefully I grabbed enough Stampin' blends. I'm not sure which ones I was all going to need, so I just kind of grabbed an assortment of things. So we're going to give that a whirl. So this is the card we're making. Well, like I said, this is a sample card. We're going to make a little different version. It's the same exact layout, but it's just going to be a little different version of the card. So this is the one that I made originally, and it's a little Christmas card, which I thought was kind of fun, and it's such a sweet stamp set, so I figured I would try to do a birthday card with it as well. All right, so this is the stamp set. It's called Seasons of Fun, and again, it's one of the host exclusive stamp sets from Stampin' Up from the current mini catalog, and it's just got some fun little images in it. So there's a Halloween and a fall, and the fall one is the one we're going to use, and then it's got the little girl with the Christmas tree and the dog, and again, just some the snowflakes and the stars and the leaf are some accessory stamps as well. So again, this is a host exclusive stamp set that you can get if you have an order of $150 or greater, or a party that totals $150 or greater in merchandise. You can get this with your Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up. So it's a cute little stamp set and a lot of fun to use. All right. Hey, Barbara and Karen, and I see Kay is here as well. And Victoria, I appreciate you all joining today. So a couple other things that I used on this. I used the Messages die, which is the great big one that's got all the openings in it. And I actually used this opening. It's kind of a rectangular opening down here at the bottom, and just cut some designer papers and things with that. So that is the die that I'm using. Cut the sentiment out with that as well. Hey, Danette, I'm glad you're here today. On my original card, I used the classic cloche stamp set for the sentiments, the one on the inside of the card as well as the one on the outside of the card. So again, I'm not going to be using this stamp set on the card we're making today, just because I'm going to be doing it as a birthday card. So I grabbed the artistically inked stamp set instead, and we're going to be using the happy birthday from there because it fit about perfectly inside that same die cut. One other thing that I did use on this card is the stitch rectangle dies, and I love these. So if you don't have them, you should have them, and probably more than one set, because if you're like me, you'll probably lose them. So hey, Jeannie, I appreciate you being here as well. So glad that you're joining today. So I used the third largest of the stitched rectangle dies to cut out a couple of the pieces on the background. Well, actually the main image as well. Before I get started, one thing I did want to remind you about, our team is doing a World Card Making Day event tomorrow on Facebook. So it's going to be an all day long event of sharing projects, both live and still videos of, images of projects, lots of card things, definitely some fun little things, fun giveaways and things that we're doing. Sorry, I'm like blah, blah. So if you have not stopped over and joined our Facebook page, definitely go do that. The link is on my Facebook page as well as on my blog, which is stampwithamyk.com. So you can find it over there today. So click on that link. It will take you to the event page, and then there's a little button at the top that says join. Click on the button and we will let you into the group just as quickly as we can get everybody admitted. So again, the main event's going to happen tomorrow on the 2nd for World Card Making Day, and we're going to be doing a bunch of card making presentations on Facebook Live, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So very relaxed. Anybody's welcome to join us if you want to come in and join us for the videos. The page will remain open for as long as Facebook will let it be open, which should be indefinitely. But so if you're not able to join us actually live tomorrow, you can certainly hop in and check out the replays anytime. Let me know if you have questions about that. Again, would love to have you come join us over on Facebook tomorrow for our event. So, all right. Hey, thanks for hopping in from the UK, Wendy. So glad you're here as well. The designer series paper and cardstock that I used for my original one, oh goodness, it's the Christmas paper that carried Heartwarming Hugs, I believe is the name of the paper that I used on it, and I did it as a top fold card. For the card we're making today, it's going to be a side fold card, and this is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it is early espresso cardstock. a 4 1/4 by 5. It's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Goodness, I'm a mess today. So numbers are hard apparently. So, hey, I'm glad you're here, Sarah from France as well. Thanks for joining. So I have got the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper that I've got cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I will put all the measurements out on my blog tomorrow, which again is stampwithamyk.com. And I will link it up in the description of this video so that you don't have to try to keep track of all the numbers I say wrong, because I usually say most of them wrong. The right ones will be posted on my blog tomorrow. So I've got just the wood grain pattern, which is one of my favorites from this designer paper pack, and a little more neutral for the background on it. And we're just using a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue to adhere the designer series paper to the card front. All right, give that a second to make sure that it's set up before I goof anything up on there. And then ahead of time, I did a little bit of die cutting as well as a little bit of stamping, but I've got another piece of the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper that I cut with the one of the stitched rectangle dies. Again, it was the third largest of the stitched rectangle dies. And we're going to be using a little Stampin' Seal to adhere that to the card front. And I'm going to put it at a little bit of an angle, not a real severe angle, but a little bit of an angle so that it kind of will peek out from underneath my focal image here that we'll be coloring in just a second. So I'm going to set this down on here and not press it down just yet, just to make sure that it's in a spot where I want it to be and that it's going to look, you can see the little bits peeking out around the edge. I may actually twist it just a little bit more. There we go. Let's stick that down on the card front. Then I've got my, oh, I got a little shreddy thing there. So I have stamped this ahead of time with Tuxedo Black Memento ink and die cut it with that same third largest of the stitched rectangle dies. And we're just going to do some coloring. And again, I just grabbed some random colors. So I'm hoping that I've got everything that I need here. And if I don't, my little Stampin' Blends markers are not too far away, so hopefully I can run over and grab them really quick. So I'm going to start by coloring the little guy's face here, and I've got the Ivory Stampin' Blends marker, and I'm just going to put a layer of color down there. And then just because I feel like it makes them look a little bit more, I don't know, a little cuter. That's probably not the reason that I should be doing it. I'm going to take dark petal pink and put like just a little spot on the cheeks so that it looks like they've kind of got little, you know, smiley, rosy, whatever you want to call them, cheeks. Next up, I'm going to do a little bit of coloring on the little guy here, and I'm going to color his pants first. I'm going to make him wear blue jeans, and we've got light Misty Moonlight Stampin' Blends marker that I'm going to be adding the color here on the pants. And try not to color the leaves. Hopefully I didn't. Didn't color anything I wasn't supposed to. And I'm going to come back in with a little bit of the dark Misty Moonlight kind of along the top and where I think there would be shadows along the edges possibly. Again, I'm not really excellent at coloring. I just kind of put the color on and make it look good to me, and I call it good. So I'm coming back in with a light. I'm going to blend just a little bit. Try to not to have any harsh lines on it. So rosy cheeks from the cold. Yes, that's what I was always told when I was a kid, is that I had rosy cheeks, and mostly just because I was a sweaty head. That's why, why I had rosy cheeks. But, you know, it's all good. So, all right, I have got light and dark Mossy Meadow, and I think we're going to do his shirt in stripes of light and dark. And I'm using the bullet tip ends. Hopefully, yep, I've got the light one here. Again, Mossy Meadow, if I didn't say that. And I'm using the bullet tip end just because I have a little more control, I think, when I'm doing the little narrower pieces like this. I think we're going to make all of his collar be the light. And then I'm going to come back in with the dark here in a second and just color in the opposite stripes in dark Mossy. All right, so there we go. We got that. So that it's not a real, you know, sort of severe look, you know, a really way different stripes. It's a little bit more, I don't know, monotone, I guess, in the stripes. But yet you can still see that there's definitely a different color on them. Oh, I forgot to color his little hands. The little girl that I did was wearing mittens, and so I didn't have to color her hand. Well, I colored the mittens, but I didn't have to color the hands, so I forgot about coloring those when I had the ivory marker in my hand. So, all right, here we go. Just finishing up the last of the stripes here on the shirt. Let me grab that ivory marker back again and color in the fingers over here. And I'm not sure what color I should make the cap. I was sort of leaning towards cherry cobbler, but you know, I wasn't sure if that, you know, he's going to be kind of strangely dressed with with a green shirt and red hat, but we could do yellow on the hat too. So I'll think about that for a minute. If you all have any ideas or, you know, an opinion on which way we should go with the color on the hat, let me know, and I will start coloring in the shoes. I've got light and dark soft suede for the bottom of the shoes. I'm starting with the light. That's usually when I'm coloring with Stampin' Blends. What I do is I start with the lighter color first and then come back in and add the dark in, and then blend it again with the light. But everybody kind of has their own style of coloring. That's just how I prefer to do it, because I feel like it's easier to add a little bit more color with the light, but it's harder to take it away. You can take it away sometimes, depending on where you're coloring, what you're coloring, but you want Mossy Meadow to go with the shirt? Okay, that's probably a good plan. You know, because like I said, I thought about doing the red, and I thought that's going to be really not good. All right, and I think I'm going to do it the same way that I did the shirt and just do kind of patches of color on it. So I'm going to do light Mossy Meadow for the little bill on the hat in the one side, and then we'll use dark for the other pieces of it, so that it's, again, kind of got that similar look to the shirt. And hopefully it won't look too crazy. I should have probably done a little test coloring of this ahead of time, but I thought, nah, we'll just wing it and we'll go with it on the video. If it doesn't turn out perfectly, that is okay. So it's going to be a birthday card for one of my nephews, so, you know, he won't care if it looks a little crazy. But, all right, so finish up the coloring on the hat. So make sure that I got all the little lines colored in here. He does have a little bit of hair sticking out here underneath the hat, so I'm going to come back in with my light soft suede and just put a little bit, otherwise he's going to look a little bald, I think, so just put a little bit of hair in here up around the hat. The kitty, I think I'm going to color in So Saffron. I wanted to call it soft saffron, and I knew that wasn't right, so we're going to color the kitty in So Saffron, so we'll have a little blonde kitty down here. And the little tail of the kitty. I'm going to come in, again, that was the light So Saffron, so I'm going to come in with the dark and just sort of color around the edges of it and anywhere where I think there's a little bit of a shadow. And then come back and blend it a little bit with the light So Saffron. All right, and all we have left are the blue cap. Oh, too late. I already colored it green. Sorry, I should have looked up earlier at the comments, but it's green, so we're all good. All right, I'm going to color in the leaves here, and I have got light and dark pumpkin pie, cherry cobbler, and Cajun craze. So I'm just going to randomly pick some leaves here and start coloring with the pumpkin pie. And hopefully I don't end up with too many of them. I'm kind of trying to count the leaves in my head as I'm coloring and go about every third leaf with pumpkin pie. And if I end up with way more pumpkin pie, you know, again, it's all okay. They're fall leaves. They can be any color we want them to be. So, and I may end up coming back in with the pumpkin pie again and adding a few more leaves in here as I get done with it. And maybe if I get too many of the other, you know, feel like I've got too many cherry cobbler or too many Cajun craze, then we can come in and add some additional pumpkin pie back in as well. So again, this is light Cajun craze, and I'm not really taking a lot of time, as you can see, to color these really neatly, because again, it's a little bit more fun image and a little bit more kind of artsy looking image, so I don't feel like I need to spend a lot of time really coloring and blending and making it look all perfect, because, you know, it's not really drawn that way. So I'm just going with what I think, you know, like I said, what I think looks good on the coloring, just adding kind of a little bit of scratchy coloring is what I call it, because it's not very neat. I just sort of scratch the color on and call it good. So that's what I like about the fun images like this, is they are really easy to color and they're very forgiving. So if you know, color something you didn't mean to, you can always just color it back over again with a different color, and it's all good. So you actually do really need to get the set out and ink it up. It took me a while to do it as well, so I don't know why I didn't, because it's really cute. And I think actually Karen Kay, who's a team member of mine who's on here, I think she actually used it recently, and I just sort of did the same thing where I'm like, I need to get that set out and play with it, because it is really cute. It's got some really good images in it. And as much as I do like the little boy image, I actually like the little girl, the Christmas one. I think a little bit better. I think she's a little bit cuter than he is. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I have 2 girls. But while I like this one, I actually like the little Christmas one, I think, a little bit better. So, all right, we're getting there on the leaves, I think. A few more to color in here. Let's see. What other colors do I? Oh, a little bit of mossy meadow maybe for the grass. And again, I've got the light mossy meadow here. I'm not going to, again, color everything in with it. Just going to color in a little bit here and there where I think there would be a little grass peeking through. And again, it's just sort of that scratchy coloring, not really doing a really neat job of making sure that every single space is filled in because it's just kind of a fun image. All right, let me see. I've got a little spot down here. It looks like there's a little one up here that I think I will use Cajun Craze. That's dark. Maybe I better use the light Cajun Craze on those leaves. Got one peeking out down here, and then maybe another one over here. And I think we'll call it good. All right, so that's it. Like I said, it's super easy coloring, just kind of some fun, what I call scratchy coloring, my favorite kind of thing. You've done the Halloween so far, and actually I thought about pulling out the Halloween, but I'm so short on birthday cards that I don't know. Like I said, I think I said it in my last live that tons of my family members and friends have birthdays this time of year, and I need a lot of birthday cards, and so I don't know. I guess it was a popular time of the year to be born. Although I was born in March, so I don't know, I'm an oddball baby. Not very many people have birthdays around the same time that I do. Lots and lots of people have birthdays this time of year. All right, so on the card front here, I'm just going to come back over here and again try to get it centered, the focal image centered. And again, just wanted the little peak of the designer paper sticking out underneath it. I did pre-cut ahead of time, again, with the Messages die, with this opening in the Messages die, a little bit more of the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. And I'm just going to adhere it on. I'd originally thought about going with one like this and one like this. I hope I'm back again. Is the video still live? Sorry, I got a phone call in the middle of this. Okay. Y'all let me know if I'm back. I think that I'm here again. I'm hoping that the video didn't conk out. All right, so I had thought about doing one this way and one the other way for the background, and then I thought about doing both of them the same way. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, and I'm back. Oh, thank goodness. Sorry. I normally put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I don't know what in the world. I guess I didn't think to do it this time. So I think, I don't know. What do you think? One up, one down, or should I do them both the same way? I'm thinking both the same way because I don't know. The red in this one is actually Mossy Meadow, and I didn't really put Mossy Meadow on it. So I think I'm going to go with both of them with the kind of fall-looking leaves on it. And just did them as a little bit kind of staggered underneath it. So the way I lined it up is it was almost over to the edge and then tried to line it up straight across here. Same thing with the other one, only I did it the opposite way. So I lined it up kind of over towards the edge, tried to make sure that it was straight, and stuck it down like that. Last thing we're going to do is put a little sentiment on the card front. And again, this came from the Artistically Inked stamp set. And it's the happy birthday from there. We're going to be using Mossy Meadow ink. And just going to stamp the sentiment quickly on a piece of basic white cardstock. All right. Close that up before I stick my fingers in it. And then I'm going to grab that same die, the Messages die, and just place it right over the top of that opening and die cut just like that. So that is one thing. I know people get confused by this die. Like, gosh, do I have to cut everything out at once? Nope, you certainly don't. You can cut out bits and pieces, just make it a smaller piece of cardstock and cut it up that way, and it works perfectly because I use these all the time. Actually, there are a lot of good sizes in here for sentiments, so I just grab whatever sentiment I want and run it through the die cutting machine this way. So my die cutting machine is off here to my right, so I'm going to be off screen for just 1 second. Hopefully y'all are having a good Friday. It's a beautiful day here in New Jersey. Got some sunny weather, and it's a little bit cooler, so fall is definitely here. Starting to get a lot of leaves that are starting to fall down. I know we're not in the true fall, with tons and tons of leaves yet, but a few leaves starting to come down. All right, let me grab my chewed up little cutting pads here, which you can see how badly I need to replace them, but I usually use them until one of them breaks. So I don't know. I figure why throw them away if they're still working. So, all right, so I've got my sentiment die cut, and we're just going to use a little bit of Stampin' Seal to adhere that to the card front. And this one I did try to get centered over everything, so I've got it here, and I'm again going to try to get it centered and straight, which is sometimes challenging. I think that looks pretty good. All right, and that is it. And because this is a boy card, I stayed away from the blingy, shiny. On my original card, I put a couple little rhinestones here to add a little bit of shine to it. Since this was a boy card, I decided I didn't want to do anything too shiny on it. So that's it. That's it for the outside of the card. I just kept it a little bit more plain. Anyhow, so hopefully that works for you for a boy birthday card as well. On the inside of the card, I've just got some basic white cardstock and a little strip that I'd actually trimmed off the bottom of this piece of Designer Series paper. And we're going to adhere together with Stampin' Seal. And then inside the card as well with Stampin' Seal. So let me get this, hopefully stuck down kind of straight. All right, I think I've got it. And grab a pair of snips and trim off the little excess piece, just because the card front's a little bit wider than this piece of design, or this piece of cardstock is. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to just adhere this to the inside of the card. So again, all the measurements, all the details will be posted on my blog tomorrow, and I will share a link to the blog post in this video description, so you can find it over there if you want to go take a peek at the measurements and make sure I didn't mess anything up or tell you anything incorrectly. Hopefully I didn't. I'm going to grab the bone folder here and do a quick crease along the edge, and we'll call it good. So this is the one we made here today, which has got the little boy birthday card. This is the little girl Christmas card that I made with a stamp set. Again, this is called Seasons of Fun, and it's a really cute little stamp set from Stampin' Up. That's one of the host exclusive items, which you can only get with either an order of $150 or greater or a party of $150 or greater. So that's all. So thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. Have a fantastic rest of your Friday. I will plan to see you hopefully over on our Facebook event page. Again, it's linked up on my blog, and you can find it on my business Facebook page. Just search for Stamp with Amy Kay, or search for the Ink and Crew World Card Making Day, and you'll see the event page. So hop on in there and join. And we'll be doing a whole bunch of videos tomorrow to share card making projects, and just doing some fun giveaways and things. So like I said, hop on over and join us. We appreciate you being there. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, I will plan to be live on we'll be live tomorrow in the group, and then on my regular schedule around 2 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday on my Facebook page, and then back here on YouTube live around 2 o'clock Eastern time next week, Friday. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we will chat soon.